Hi children, today I am going to start the next poem, The Ball Poem. The Ball Poem is written by John Berryman. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He was born on 25th October in 1914 in McAllister in Oklahoma of the United States of America. He was educated from Clark College, Columbia University, and then completed his further studies from the Cambridge University. Some of his famous works include the Dream Songs in 1967, then Song 77. He was awarded Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1960, and he was also conferred with the National Book Award. He was the major figure in American poetry in the second half of 20th century and considered a key figure in the confessional school of the poetry. Now let's know about the theme of the Ball Poem. This poem describes the grief of a boy and the loss of his favorite toy, that is the ball. But with this loss, he learns and experiences the first feeling of responsibility in his life. It teaches him how to learn to accept and let go the things which we can never have back in our life. Life is very short. It is difficult to deal with the losses and defeats, but it must be done. We must have to go on. There should not be the wastage of time or energy in remembering and wailing for the losses and for the defeats. Now, in the beginning part of this poem, you will note the tone of the poem. It is very depressing when the child describes about the loss of his ball. So it symbolizes the loss of the innocence and childhood of this child. And then in the further part, you will notice that how the poet is using the energizing tone. So it gives you the lesson that how you have to move on with the changing time. Now let's now study this poem. Let's begin with the poem. What says the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it's in the water. Here this poem is about a little boy who loses his ball. Now the poet says that how and what this boy will do who has lost his ball. This boy, he has lost something for the first time in his life. Usually losing a toy or a ball, it is not a big issue. But for the first time in his life, he has lost something which is very loving for him. So he is learning here how is to experience grief and sadness at the loss of much loved possession, that is your ball. What is he to do? The poet says how he will react. He is now feeling very bad at this ball. I saw it go. The poet, being the elder one, he said, I was also standing there and I observed also this loss and the reaction of the boy. I saw it go merrily. Merrily means happily. Bouncing, moving. I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street. He says he also saw that how the ball, it goes down very happily, bouncing. It was making movement very happily down the street, and how it gets lost, and how ultimately after crossing the street and then merrily over there, it is in the water. After crossing the street, how ultimately the ball falls down into the water and lost forever. Here The ball symbolizes the sweet memories of his childhood. So, this ball, as it had the long time belonging with this boy, so the boy has much linked memories and the best memories spent with him. That's why it is unbearable and irreparable loss for him. He wants to get it back, but he is standing helpless over there. So, therefore, we learn the ball here personifies the innocent childhood which was slipping away from the child forever. He wants to say, just like the ball is lost, this boy, along with, he is losing the fonded memories of the childhood. It is also never going to come back in his life. See now the next line. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. So the poet here says, though he was standing there, but he was not going to console this boy by reminding that it was not a big loss because there are many other balls with him. He can continue his game because he says, I want this boy should learn the lesson of valuing the things, and for the first time he should experience the feeling that how the person has to react after losing the thing which has a very much value with his feelings. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy because this ball has many fonded and linked memories with his childhood. So this loss is irreparable. He is not going to recover anytime this. So the boy is much troubled at the loss of this ball and he plunges into the grief. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. So due to this grief that means suffering, sadness, so due to this loss and the suffering of this now loss, he was now ultimately feeling very much now sad and depressed. As he stands rigid, so due to this now loss, he become now very much rigid now, rigid stand for stiff, still. So he has now become still and silent as he was helpless and trembling. He was now shivering with fear how he can recover this ball back. And he was staring down when you are continuously seeing to some side. So he was continuously now looking at the site where the ball has gone forever. So he is very upset and he is looking very much now gloomingly into the water where his ball has lost. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. Young days here stands for the childhood days now. So this boy, he is very much upset, hopeless as this ball has been with him for a long time. So here the ball stands for his lost childhood and harbor here stands for the vastness of the life. So in the harbor of life there come many challenges, we have to face many losses, but we have to continue, we have to move on and go on in our life. So in this way, this boy, he now after this experience, he leads to this realization that the moments which come in our life once, they are not going to come back again. So we have to value the moments, the feelings in the life. Thus the poet He doesn't offer even this now consoling words to the boy, and not even anything, any help, that because he wants that he should gain the experience after losing his fonded and very loved thing. Now, next line, I would not intrude on him a dime, another ball is worthless. The poet here says he is not going to intervene into the feelings of the boy which has grown over the loss of the ball. I would not intrude on him a dime. A dime is a very cheap currency of US. So he says that he is not going to inform him the ball which he has lost. It cost like nothing. Another ball is worthless. He said even he is not going to intimate easily he can purchase the another ball, because the new good sense which has now prevailed in his mind, it will get lost. So he doesn't want to lose this new feeling which has just emerged in his mind. Now he senses first responsibility. The poet says that in this world all the people are running after acquiring the things, and they are in this race of this life, they are ignoring the values of the people, of emotions and relations. He wants that this boy should learn that what is his first responsibility in the world. Thus, with the loss of ball, the boy has learned what means to lose something in this world of possession, where we lose the things, but these things can be replaced with the new ones, but never we are going to buy the things we ever lost. Thus the poet makes the boy understand his responsibility. He wants that he should know the thing which is lost, or the time which is lost, it is not going to come back. We are not going to retrieve the things which are ever lost or gone from our life. The poet says the money. See next. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. The poet says that in this life, the people are going to buy new things and new balls, and these balls are going to be lost forever. That means in this world of possession, we are going to buy new things, and after a time, these new things will get old and they would be replaced with the new ones. But these things which we lost ever in the life, they are not going to come back. And the things which you would lose once in your life, they are not going to come back in your life. So the poet says here that whatever the things which are coming in your life, you should value them. He wants here the boy to understand his responsibility about the things, because the thing which he is going to lose, it can never be retrieved or ever come back. Money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. He says that the money in this life is completely external things. It is not going to purchase your inner feelings like emotions. So we must value our relations and our feelings. Money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Desperate stands for hopelessness. So the poet says that money cannot compensate your emotional losses. Similarly, the childhood of this small boy. So once it would be lost, it is going to lost forever. It is not never going to come back again with the money. So you can buy things with your money, but never your memories, your relations, your loved ones. In this way, we must value all these good things and the good feelings. So the poet expects from the boy that he should take care of everything in the life and bear the responsibility in his life. So the poet says to the boy that with this loss of his ball, he has learned the good experience of his life. Once again, see the concluding lines. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Here the poet is giving the encouragement and hope in the boy. He says that with the loss of the ball, the boy is now beginning to learn the nature of the loss. See, once again, he is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Desperate stands for hopelessness. So, ultimately, after this loving things loss, the boy has now learned that how a person feels after losing something very dear one. The epistemology of loss, that means what is actually the nature of the loss. Now he understood that what is the feeling of losing something, of loss, how to stand up. Along with, he has also now known the mode that how after facing the losses and failures in the life, we have to know to stand up once again. So he wants to say here that ultimately after this experiencing the loss of his loving ball, he has now learned how to now once again stand up and bear the losses in the life. Thus, the boy is now recovering his own depression. He is now coming out of his depression and hopelessness. The epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing of what every man must one day know and must know many days how to stand up. So here the poet says that he has now learned how to overcome the losses and stand up in the life. He is now learning the basic principles of the life which everyone must know. Knowing what every man must one day know and most know many days how to stand up. So he wants to say that he is now learning how to bear the pangs of the loss of the things in the life. Basically, the poet wants to say him that he should understand the value of his childhood, the values of his feelings and emotions which are never going to be repaired by any external force. And most know many days how to stand up. He says that many of the people, they have learned the way and they have become very confident and they have become very strong. So this way they are now moving ahead in the life and forgetting the loss of the things in the life. So here the poet wants to give us the message that life is very precious. We should not waste it. We should not waste each moment, each feeling, each emotion, each relation should be valued and each moment of life should be cherished. Maybe we are facing the hardships, but we have to go on and grow from these now the feelings of the life. We should know that life is very short, but we must have to know how to deal with the difficulties and it must be done we should move on and never waste time in. Though we know life is very short, it is difficult to deal with the losses, but it must be done, and always we have to move on and never waste our time in cleansing the useless things. Let's study about the literary devices of this poem. First is anaphora. Anaphora is a device where there is a use of repeated words in two or more lines. And here anaphora, see, it is used in the very first word, see, at the very first line, what words. In the second line again, what is repeated? This is a use of anaphora. Then see the third line, merrily bouncing. And then in the fourth line's first word, merrily over. Here merrily word. So this is used as a anaphora. Now the next one, second one, repetition. Repetition, again, this is the device where there is the use of the repetition of the words. So here the word ball, it is repeated throughout the poem. Then the third one, alliteration. Alliteration, it is a device where there is again repetition but of initial consonant sounds in the same line. See again, what word. So here ver sound is repeated. Then another word, that is balls. So here b sound is repeated. Then see the another use of alliteration in the poem. In the line, buys a ball back. So here b sounds are repeated. So there is again, this is again the use of alliteration. Now the next one, personification. So when you see we put life in some non-living objects, so that is called the personification. So here the ball is personified. It is making the movement like some human being. Then imagery. So it is very much related to the imagery device also. So imagery is a device which makes the clear and vivid picture in the minds of the reader. So again, the movement of the ball, it creates the image of its movement. So this is the imagery device. Then next one, that is symbolism. Symbolism is device where the object, person or situation has another meaning than its literal meaning. So when we go through this poem, we come to know that the ball here symbolizes the boy's young and innocent days. The last one, that is the blank verse. So there is no rhyme scheme of the poem. It is unrhymed iambic pentameter lines over here. I hope again you have understood this poem. For your queries, you can contact me or you can text me. God bless you all. Thank you.